very much, ma'am. Good evening, Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Upinder Dhar sir, all the dignitaries, HOI, HOD, Registrar sir, faculty members, and dear participants. It's an indeed honor for me to present report of FDP on tools and techniques for academic writing under the aegis of AIU FDP AADC, which was held from 13th March 2023 to 17th March 2023. Professor Dr. G.D. Sharma, Vice President, Association of Indian Universities and Vice Chancellor, University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya, was the chief guest for the inaugural session of FDP. Sir has highlighted important theories for academic writing, which can be helpful for doing multidisciplinary, modern, ethical, and significant research for self as well as for nation's development. Welcome address was given by Dr. Upinder Dhar sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, SDDD Indore, and Chief Patron, AIU FDP AADC. Sir has highlighted important features and vital role of academic writing in communicating ideas, information, and research to the wider section of academic community, which can be helpful for an academician as well as for researcher for the career growth and also for the betterment of the society. Purpose of FDP was introduced by Professor Dr. Anand Rajavatsal, Nodal Officer, AIU FDP AADC, and Dean Academics FDP Indore. Sir has introduced that all major concepts of MS Excel, SPSS, and LaTeX will be covered by industry and academic experts, and how these softwares are helpful for researchers and academicians to transform their raw data into tables, graphs, and figures for more structured, precise, and presentable work to develop new theories. On 13th and 14th March, 4 sessions were conducted by Professor Dr. Alok Bansal sir, HOD, Data Analytics and Information Systems, PIMR Indore, on the software MS Excel. The topics which were covered were what if analysis using data table by creating and editing of scenario and goal set, creating pivot tables, formation and customization, charts by using pivot table, slicers in pivot table and trend analysis, correlation, standard deviation and variance, t-test for 2 independent samples and paired samples, z-test, ANOVA and regression to name a few. On 15th and 16th March, 4 sessions were conducted by Ms. Rashmi Saini Madam, Data Scientist, IBM Consulting, New Delhi, India, on Introduction to Statistical Analysis using IBM SPSS software. Introduction to Statistical Analysis, Understanding Data Distributions, Making Inference about Populations, Statistical Significance Test, Regression Analysis were few topics which were covered under his supervision. On 17th March, 2 sessions were conducted by Professor Dr. J.T. Sir, HOD, Applied Physics and Optoelectronics, SGSITS Indore, on LaTeX software. The topics covered was basic introduction about LaTeX with its importance, working of LaTeX, how to use LaTeX for preparing academic and research reports, presentation preparation by using LaTeX, to name a few. Over to you, Pali ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for your nice presentation. We are honored to have Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Upinder Dhar with their impactful thoughts on the importance of faculty development programs and their impact on higher education. I now invite Dr. Dhar to kindly address us.
See, first of all, we should know the feedback. How is the feedback about this program? Is anybody who has been asked to give the feedback?
So we have participants who are ready to give feedback.
Well, let there be feedback from different people first, and then I will speak.
To get the feedback of the faculty development program, I would like to call upon one of the participants, Professor Rana Garg from Institute of Architecture and Township Planning, Bundelkhand University, Jhansi. Over to you, ma'am.
Very good evening to Dr. Upinder Dhar, Vice Chancellor, sir. Academics, Dr. Anand Rajawat, course coordinators, Dr. Raksha Chauhan, Dr. Anand Prakash, sir, all faculty members and dear participants. I feel privileged to provide the feedback for the online faculty development program on tools and techniques for academic writing, which is organized by Association of Indian Universities and Sri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya and Academic and Administrative Development Center, which was held from 13th March to 17th March 2023. To begin with, I'll just quote this quotation that Yatra Yogeshwar Krishno Yatra Partho Dhanurdhara Tatra Shri Vijyo Bhuti Dhruva Niti Marti Mamha. Oh God, your sea is so great and our boat is so small. So I would just all the 5 days they were so the hands-on practices given to us were very good. On 13th and 14th of March, the two sessions were conducted by Dr. Alok Bansal, Professor and Head, Data Analytics and Information Systems Department, and all the various sheets related to production sheets, related to production model, bank accounts, mortgage loan, data tables, Corel, regression, test, variance, SD. We were provided for hands-on practice and we could, with his detailed explanation, could practice on those sheets as well simultaneously in the online mode very effectively. On then Dr. Rashmi Saini, data scientist, IBM Consulting, New Delhi, India. She taught us IBM SPSS in great depth and detail and with very interesting case examples on 15th and 16th of March. And it was a very interactive and coordinative methods she was using to explain us the very tough software. Dr. J.T. Andrews, Professor and Head of Department, Applied Physics, and he explained the LaTeX software system for document preparation on 17th March in great detail. His experience knowledge helped us learn the software and to prepare different documentation which can be used for the preparation of CV, and the whole course was very informative, learned many new things and which would really be a help for us as academicians, and it will be a help for us to guide our students in their research, in the preparation of their portfolios, so that where they go as interns, they can prepare their documents, their reports very quickly and effectively. And I thank the whole team for providing us this whole software in a week in such an informative way. And thank you for making us learn this also.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable feedback. Next, I would like to invite Professor Rani Singh from Ganpur University, Mehsana, for the feedback.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving me a chance to share my feedback for the faculty development program and on tools and techniques for academic writing. This 5-day FDP was extremely helpful for all of us because all the experts from different sessions have given us a hands-on demo on tools and techniques which we will be using in our life for different perspectives. We learn Excels, we learn SPSS, we learn LaTeX in very detail. It was a completely hands-on session. All the descriptions were provided to us before the session starts. Experts had a great presentation styles with lots of opportunities to ask questions and talk about real life tools and techniques which we can use in our research work as well as in our academics, as well as we can help the other students for their future growths. Thank you, Sri Vaishnav Vidyapeeth Vishwavidyalaya, for arranging such an informative session for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your feedback and the contribution for the development of the next FDP. Thank you. Now, I would like to invite Vice Chancellor of the University, Dr. Upinder Dhar, for their address.
Good evening to all of you. Well, this program, the second faculty development program under the Association of Indian Universities Academic and Administrative Development Center, was conceived to facilitate the faculty members in learning various techniques and tools for academic writing. As we know that writing, or say language, is the bridge between what an academician wants to communicate to a learner, or anyone who is interested in knowing what an academician wishes to say. But then this bridge has to be this language or this bridge or the link has to be effective. If it is effective, then what one is trying to convey and what one has understood, the gap between the two will be reduced. For doing that, besides using language in the academic writing, we need to use certain tools, certain techniques, so that we are concise, precise, and to the point in our writings. That is necessary. Here we cannot afford, in academic writings, we cannot afford to go beyond a certain sphere of the reality. And when we are writing, we have to write within the sphere of what science says. So in academic writing, we have to take care of the realistic aspect, because whatever we would say, it has to be evidence-based. Whenever we write a paper, it has to be evidence-based. Whenever we are academically talking about any concept, it has to be evidence-based. We cannot go beyond a particular boundary. It is unlike what Gulshan Nanda or any other novelist can do. In a play or in a drama, the writer, the author, has the limit beyond what an academic writer has, because he can use more of imagination. There may be certain things which are imaginative in nature. One assumes that had the situation been like this, this would have happened or that would have happened. Isn't it? Like, say, Kati Patang was a film which was based on the work done by the novel of Gulshan Nanda. But then what is shown in that film may not be at every point, may not be what is very realistic. That freedom a novelist has, he can go beyond a particular point. But when we talk about an academic writing, here we have to restrict ourselves to what can be, what has already been proved, or what can again, if tested again, it can be proved. So it has to be, that is why we say it has to be evidence-based. So for evidence-based writing, we have to put it in such a way so that we can retain the attention of the reader. So for that, it has to be concise. It cannot be a small point. If we have to make a small point and then we are taking pages together, that won't work. So it has to be concise, it has to be precise, and then appropriate tools are to be used. Say, for example, on the first day, we were talking about, say, tabulation. Tools are available today which can help us in tabulation, which was not so earlier. See, during our younger days, say 30 years back, 35 years back, 40 years back, we had to do things, everything was to be done manually. Even tables were to be done manually. We would spend time in that, what should be in the column, what should be the caption, what should be in the rows. A lot of time was spent on that. Or would draw a table, then redo it no, this is not right. So we would redo it. All of this was done manually. But today we have softwares which are available, which can help, which can facilitate and save a lot of time. So simply you have to give the data and what you want to present, it will make a table for you. If you want to bring about certain changes in the table, give the direction, it will do it for you. Similarly, analysis part. Analysis, which tools to be used, whether we should go for a parametric approach or we should go for a non-parametric approach, and whatever is the outcome. Now, how to present it. There, these tools help. Further, even certain tools are available which are helping us, like you have already discussed. You had a session on SPSS. SPSS again is a software which helps us not only applying the analysis or administering the analysis, whichever type of analysis is applicable, but it also helps in interpreting the results. What does this mean? What does that particular analysis mean? So tools have made things very easy. I remember during my younger days, we did the factor analysis. If one had to do factor analysis, it was a hell of a job. One could not do it that way. And that time I used to be in Delhi in 1980s or so. CSD, Center for Science and Social Development, was the only center in the country which was having this SPSS in Lodi Road in Delhi. So we would always rush to Lodi Road and give our data and get the output. So those were the days. Then we would take a lot of time in interpreting, in understanding it, because everybody didn't understand that language. But today things are totally different. Today so many softwares are available, and it does things very easy. But at the same time, it has certain disadvantages. So disadvantage is that, well, you may feed the data and then give the direction for administration of particular type of statistical tool. But you may never understand how it has been done. What were the various steps followed? You may simply have the outcome or output in hand. But which formula is to be applied, why particular formula has been applied, that you may not understand. That's what happens. You see, older days, 15-20 years back, when we would examine a PhD scholar in a Viva, and if we had to ask questions about the analysis, because those days things were done manually, they were able to answer. Say, for example, simply if I have used t-test, why I have used a particular formula? There are a number of formulae for calculating t-test. There are a number of formulae for calculating z-test. Which test I have used, which formula I have used, why I have used, one was able to explain. But today when we ask the same questions, many times the candidate is not able to answer. Even sometimes the candidate says, sir, only my supervisor told me, so I have done it. But that is not the answer. As a candidate, so would immediately react that has supervisor to get the PhD degree, or you have to get the PhD degree. So you must know. You shouldn't have asked your supervisor why a particular test I am going for. So, but then at the same time, the point that is important is that today these facilities are available, and how to interpret, how to decide, how to use SPSS or any other such software, that is what we had thought. You must know when we thought of, when we conceived this particular program. And I'm happy that those participants who have given feedback, they feel that it was useful. It should be useful because you will be in everyday activity, particularly the academic activity, will be requiring it. It is necessary to know it. That's why this program becomes relevant. So I'm happy that you have done it, and we have done it usefully and constructively, and therefore you should be benefited, not only for saying sake, but in your academic writing, you should be able to use these tools and make your academic writing more concise, more relevant, more appropriate, so that you can say what you want to say effectively. And publish your work, because publication is a must. Publish your work at the right place, right platform. We should not go for the paid online publications, because that does not carry any value. You must go in for the known peer-reviewed indexed publications. Good publications, good internal publications sometimes take even 1.5 years, even to 2 years. It is worth. And many times when we receive the reviews of the experts, they are really feast for learning. You can learn. Many times certain observations are made, wherefrom we learn many things, and we feel that, yes, why didn't I do it? I should have done it. And then we accordingly modify our paper and send it back to the journal. So review is a very positive aspect, because it's always peer review. That means someone who is an expert in your subject will be reviewing it. So at the end, I wish you all the best, and I'm sure that you will keep on not only attending such programs, but you should apply what you have learned. Application is very important. And very soon, maybe after some months, we will be having advanced program. That means one advanced program on techniques and tools for academic writing, in which we may talk about some advanced techniques for tabulation and other things, and of course, analysis. Analysis part is very important. See, though there used to be days when we used to do the t-test, z-test, step-test, and we used to be very happy, I have done it. But those days are gone now. Today, what is expected is advanced analysis beyond t-test, z-test, and so on. So for that, we have to know more about these tools. See, SPSS in itself is a very, very useful tool, very vast it has very vast applications. Similarly, can be also used. So we will have another program after a gap, which will be on advanced techniques and tools. But till then, we would wish that you should use this knowledge, what you have learned, because in academic writing, what is important that when we do it actually, then only we learn. Simply remembering will not help you. You have to learn. You have to write. Writing is a must. You must develop the habit of writing. Many times these days, since we have laptops and even mobile phone, so one may feel it more convenient to simply directly type. That's okay. That is again a tool. But I have found that, see, the way ideas get precipitated by writing with hand, nothing can match it. And it leaves its evidence. Say, for example, in this finger, you would see there is a depression, permanent. This permanent depression is there because of the pen that I have been holding for now 45 years and writing. So this leaves the impression that it gives us an idea of how far one has written. So that writing, I have found that I am also doing many things sometimes directly in the laptop, but that does not precipitate the thought process that much as the writing in hand. Handwriting, when we are writing by using pen or pencil, whatever, that is definitely, it precipitates the thoughts. You start looking at some problem or something from different angles. But when you are doing it in the laptop, you have also worry, have I saved or not? So many things are there which are additional adjunct factors. But in academic writing, fine, at the most what you will do, you will rub off what you had written or you will cut it. But that in itself remains there as a reminder what you had cut, and then think of something or some alternative words. So each word we need to weave as we do by putting beads in a thread. When we put beads in a thread, then only we make a garland. Same way, when we are doing academic writing, say particularly writing with hands, we are putting words are like beads, moti ke dane. So उनको हम एक पिरो देते हैं एक माला में. And when your full writing is complete, you will see that a beautiful garland is made. And then सोने पे सुहागा होता है when it is published at the right place. So I'm sure that you will be able to do it, and you will keep on, you will remain in touch with us. Best of luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. Your insights and vision have been encouraging to us, and your expertise on this topic is truly invaluable. As we come to the close of our valedictory ceremony, it is my pleasure to invite Dean Academic SVV and Nodal Officer AIU SVV Academic and Administrative Development Center, Dr. Anand Rajawat, to propose the words of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening to all. Dr. Upinder Dhar, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sri Vaishnav Vidyapith Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. Dr. Raksha Chauhan, Dr. Anand Prakash, coordinators of FDP, speakers of the session, participants, deans, head of the institute, head of the departments, Dr. Arvind Singh, Joint Registrar, press and media, and faculty members. I feel honored and privileged to get an opportunity to propose the vote of thanks on this remarkable occasion. We deem it our proud privilege to stand before you and place on record the contribution of every noble heart towards the organization of this online FDP on the theme Tools and Techniques for Academic Writing, organized by Sri Vaishnav Vidyapith Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, under the aegis of AIU Academic and Administrative Development Center SVV from 13th to 17th March 2023. We open our heart in gratitude and thanks you all for blessing us. I would like to extend special thanks to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Upinder Dhar. Your presence and the gentle word of appreciation are a source of encouragement for all of us. Sir, thank you for sharing your thoughts and for your kind support, motivation, and encouragement for the successful execution of our plans. Last but not least, my special thanks to Dr. Raksha Chauhan, Dr. Anand Prakash, coordinators of the FDP, Professor Rupali Bharti, Team AIU SVV AADC, as well as SVV IT team for their sincere effort towards organization of this online FDP. Thank you once again for being with us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words of appreciation and recognition. Your dedication and hard work have made this program a great success. I now request everyone to kindly rise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you, everyone. And with that, we came to the end of our valedictory session. On behalf of the AIU and SVV, I would like to thank each and every one of you for your participation and support. We hope that you have found this program enriching and informative, and we look forward to see you at future events. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, madam. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congrats to you too, sir. Thank you, Rupali ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.